everybody, and welcome to the show today. It's another episode of Creative Visions TV, and I'm your host, Karen Dahlman. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is she wearing this hat? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you a little hint first. Do you guys know why now? That's right, you've asked for her, and she's coming back. Marla Martenson's back on the show. Welcome, Marla! The women of Ouija.
The women of Ouija.
The women of Ouija. Woo-wee. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How are you, Karen? So great to be back on the Women of Ouija. We have missed this Ouija CAFÉ, we will call it today.
Ouija CAFÉ, here at you guys. You've asked for her to come back. You have questions to ask her, so I'm going to ask her some questions today and find out how she's doing with her board work. Marla, okay, I'm going to start the first question. Did you ever get that Ouija board you said you were going to get?
I never got a real Ouija board, you guys. You know, the one that says Ouija, Mystifying Oracle. I still don't have one. And I think this year is the year that I'm going to buy a real Ouija board. I've always used just different kind of talking boards, communication boards. I mean, my dream would be to get one of those antique ones if I want to splurge for. Maybe if I get a big client coming up soon, I'll splurge and get, because it's like, why buy one of those $24 ones when I could buy one from like 1900, right?
Ooh, I agree. So you want, what you want then is you want a pre-William Full board. You probably want one by the Kennard Novelty Company, who made them originally in 1890. My oldest one, Marla, is 1892, 1893.
Oh my God, I
circa.
love those. I'm going to start, I'll look on eBay or whatever, but I want to make sure, that I'll ask you before I do it, because I want to make sure it's a real one, that I'm not getting, you know, tricked there.
You bring up a good point. There are some knockoffs out there, and you got to be careful if you really want an original one. So yeah, I'd be happy to help you. You betcha.
All right.
Yay! That's your New Year's resolution. Get yourself a Ouija.
My birthday, because I bought myself a Christmas present. If you want to see that.
Well, what did you get? Oh my gosh! Tell us about this. I love it.
This is okay. I'm going to tell you this because I did use the board to get his name, and this is a really great story. So this is a crystal skull. It's clear quartz crystal and agate geode. You can see that right up in here, the geode where it's open and all the crystal there. My friend Julie, who's a celebrity ghostwriter, she's my sidekick in my book.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah, hi, Julie.
And I met Julie last year, you guys.
Yes, at the Conscious Life Expo. And Karen is also in my book, The Buddha Made Me Do It. I talk about Karen Dahlman. So anyway, Julie and I had called Julie and I said, Julie, let's go do something fun for Christmas, you know, in December. And I get this newsletter from a woman named Gary, who's a numerologist here in Los Angeles. She was having an open house. She also sells crystals. I said, hey, let's go over there and just have a little drink and schmooze around. So we walk into her home, and she also sells crystals wholesale to stores, but she had all these crystals set out on these tables. And I said to Julie, I said, well, I'm not buying any crystals because I've got so many. I don't even use them all. I don't need to spend any more money. My goal for 2018 is to spend a little less, save more, right? So, because since I've been on this deep dive journey, I really went a little nuts with all my purchases. And as Karen would know, last year at the Conscious Life Expo, I really, okay.
She did.
So
she did.
I did. So, I'm walking around just looking, and what do I see? There's one crystal skull, and that's this guy sitting right on a table. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, because I've always wanted a crystal skull, but never put out the money for one or found the perfect one. And I picked him up, and I looked at the price, and I was like, ooh, it was $150, which is actually a good price for this
that
guy.
Size. Yeah,
if it was in a shop, it would have been double, she said. And then I thought, okay, Marla, be strong. I put it down, and then this woman walks over, and she picks it up. And I was like screaming inside, put that down, that's mine. And then I was praying, she set it down, I grabbed him back up, and I'm carrying him around. And I said to Julie, I think I'm getting him. She's like, you're getting him? And I said, I'm getting him. Now, this was on a full moon.
Oh.
So it was December, it was a full moon. So when we went home, I said, okay, I'm going to do something with him. So I saged him to clear him. And then I put some intentions in him. I want him to help me open up my third eye intuition and also do some manifesting. And then I put him out in the full moon on a table in the backyard for about 3 hours, charged him up with another purchase. I did do one other purchase. It's an amethyst heart, which
That's
is
beautiful too.
Out there too. And then I brought him back in, meditated with him, and then I went on my board.
Here you go, guys. This is what she's been doing with her board lately.
Yeah, so I went on my board, and then because I wanted to know his name, well, I thought instead of me naming him, why don't I find out from the angels or him directly? And asked on the board, what is your name? And then it's spelled Nigel, Nigel. And I loved the name. I said, oh my God, that's fantastic. So I said, okay, Nigel. So then I put him next to my nightstand at night, went to bed. That night, my body starts vibrating like crazy, really hard. And usually this happens to me periodically. And I write about it in my book too. It's when I'm going to astral travel. And it's not any decision I make. It just my body will start vibrating. I know that's when I'm going to take off. So I take off, astral travel into the stars. And then through my third eye, I see the words hi, H-I. And I was like, whoa. Then I'm back in my body. I'm laying on my side in bed. Through my then this was, Karen, this was amazing. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. And you guys comment below and let me know if anything's ever happened like this to you. I hear in my ears very loud a song, like maybe it's a country western song or something.
Yeah.
It was a guy singing, and it was in the ears. It wasn't any. It was in the middle of the night. There's no radios around.
Right.
I thought to myself, I was coherent. I said, maybe I'm tuned into some radio waves that I'm catching that are flying through the air because there's frequencies of radios, right? So I hear the song, and then through my third eye, I see some sacred geometry going on. Then I see faces sideways, and then forward. I saw a guy with a big hooked nose, a profile forward, and then I see some hands waving at me like this. Now, you guys, if anybody would have told me a story like this, like 5 years ago, I would have thought, you're nuts. Let's get her some help and, get her into an institution or something, right? But this happened, and I did attribute it to Nigel.
Well, if you have crystals next to your bed and stones like this, they will affect you guys. They all have energy, so do be careful. And by the way, crystals are transmitters and receivers. That's why we use them in crystal radios. So Marla, I've got to ask you now, what are you doing with your board work? Are you still using the board? And if so, what boards are you using?
Yeah, I'm still using the board, although I have been able to, as we talked about in our last reunion, that I am off the board and I can channel. I like to do it on my computer, so automatic writing. But I find that it's just coming. But for me, it's almost like I need that something to touch, something, because when I am on the board, I'm really not even reading the words. It's kind of going to the letter of the first word, and then I can hear it. So it's not like I have to go H-E-L-L-O-I, like it's going fast.
Like how Linda Deer does it that way, she goes really.
Oh, yes, exactly. They go so fast, Ray, that they're not reading it, they're hearing it, but it's going. It becomes
just like a door. It becomes a door, a portal, your hand, and just to allow the words to really come through. You guys, we don't need these boards to do this work. We talk about that all the time on this channel, but yet it's a great tangible way to start because to me it is being tangible with it and touching it and feeling that. It's a great place to start. So are you using a planchette at all, or just using your finger now?
No, I still use my little planchette that goes with the board.
Okay, now.
Because I have it, it's good. I can use my finger.
Yeah, because you were using your finger a lot before, I remember. Now, what's the latest board you bought and added to your collection? I think you have 6 in your collection?
Yeah, I have about 6. I have actually probably the last one, I thought it was the Swami board. It might have been this little witch board, which is also the same size as. It's very small. See, look how cute that is.
Yeah, that's very cute. I know that one. That's adorable. And it's a good traveling board. Smaller boards are easy. So see how the alphabet's laid out on this? Yeah.
So I am so familiar with this that when I go on another board, like this one is the alphabet split up because of this.
Oh, it sure is.
So it's like I get the messages easier when I'm so familiar with the alphabet somehow.
Well, I'll tell you what my guides tell me. This board right here, my go-to 1973 circa Parker Brothers board is the board I use all the time, and everybody knows that. So what my guides say to me, because I have a bunch of boards, as you know, I think I have 21 boards now, and when I go to all the different boards and use them, when we get back to this one, they always say, "Oh, home, home, sweet home," because it's like this is where I met them on this board, and we can use all the boards.
Right.
Any board works, but we have our preference. You know what you feel comfortable with too. You know.
Yeah, I have a preference of how the alphabet's laid out. So, for instance, on this angel board, I might get rid of it because it's really pretty. And then I added the question mark up here.
Oh, okay, because we've used that board before at Linda's house.
Yeah, sometimes they ask me a question, and it's real pretty, but and it's real solid, you know.
Oh, that's a Lisa Parker board, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love her work. She has the cats, and she's got some beautiful boards. The wolf,
Beautiful
that one.
boards. The thing is, it's a circle, and see, with these, the letters are so close together. I go so fast. These are farther apart, and so I don't think it's as fun anymore. Now, this one, I thought this was so cool because it was from World Market.
Cost Plus, that's right.
Cost Plus.
Yay! I have that one too. We all went out and bought one a few years ago.
You put on Facebook a picture of yourself. It was in the back, or it was in the back seat of your car.
I'm a Swami Mommy, and I was buckling up my Swami board for safety when we drove home from the store.
That's right. So now this one also does have that layout that I like, but it's so big again. You know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, those are my boards, and then I have, I do have Linda Deer's Universal Channel, which is a great one to travel with. And
yeah, that's my traveling board when I go somewhere. It's small. You're not going to break it. It's rubbery, and it's
look.
Yeah, it's very easy to use. You can always purchase those from her. I'll put her link below, so if you guys are interested in getting her board.
Yeah, hi Linda.
Hi Linda.
So, yeah, and then Linda Salvin and I. Hey Linda Salvin.
Hi Linda Salvin.
I go over to her house probably every 3 months or so, and we get together and we have dinner. We do a dinner and Ouija night.
That's what I do when Rosemary Ellen Guiley comes to town. We do dinner and Ouija, or I should say Ouija and dinner. It's more about the Ouija than the dinner, right?
Right, exactly. But we go out and have some good food, and then we go back and light some candles and do some Ouija. And I have the notes from all of our sessions, even when you were up, so I can compare and see what's came true or what I think. And we did talk to Nigel on the board too. We talked to him, and his energy's from kind of an ET energy, and I don't remember everything. I'd have to go back and look what he said, but it was very interesting, and he's here to help me. And so that's really great. It's exciting. You
guys, I want you to hear what she's saying. She's writing down every session, like I've been doing also myself since '89. It's important to do that because you can go back and look at the consistency of the messages over time. Are things happening as they say they will? Or you get messages that seem like they're all uplifting and positive? And that's your record. That's your ability to go look back and see what's happening. And that is how you're going to know you're working with a spirit who has your best interest at heart. So that's what's important about that. And it's fun. It's fun to go back and, by the way, as you know, Marla, when I write my books, I go back to my sessions and I can pull things out verbatim from those books, as well as I also record it auditorily. Do you record it with an audio recorder yourself?
No, I haven't done that yet.
I'm pretty intense.
Yeah.
I use my little digital recorder every time too. But I'm just the examples.
I don't have a digital recorder. All I have is my iPhone, which I could record on. But
you sure can.
But I type, I write it down or type messages, and then people do get angel. So I've been giving angel readings. So you can go
tell us about that, because I know you did something at a party recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that. So you can go on my website under Work With Me and Angel Readings, and I channel Murth, and I type it up and send it to you. And there's testimonials on my site. People, I don't even know these people, and then things are coming through about their cat or different things, and they love it, and it's very accurate, which still I'm blown away. I'm like, and sometimes I'll say, did it ring true? I always ask because I want to know. And they say, yes, it's fantastic. I haven't had one person yet say that it didn't help them or ring true or whatever. So,
well, and I think it's, Marla, I think it's because you're working with these higher guides and, an angel, you're working with the higher
it's all Murth gives the message. Now, one time I was given a reading, and Thomas, because my second in command is Thomas, I have two angels, and he said, this is Thomas, Murth isn't available right now, so I'm going to give the reading. And then, and I was like, oh, okay, so he gave the reading, and then Murth did come on, so this person got two readings, got one from Murth and one from Thomas. So, so I'm involved. I trained with a hospice organization here in Los Angeles to do hospice. So within that group, it's a great group of people from Glendale, and the woman Janelle, who organizes it, she wanted to do a death cafe, and a death cafe from England. and they do them over there. And what it is people will get together and they'll have, well, if you go on Death Cafe and Google it, there's a website and they say you have cake and talk about death. Well, I didn't have cake. We had a big potluck. Everybody brought food and wine and whatever. And about 8 people came over to my house, and it was in October, so it was a Halloween theme. Everything was decorated. Linda Salvin attended as well. And so we all eat, and then we go around and talk about experiences. And this time we wanted to talk about more paranormal stuff. And Linda didn't want to give readings because, that's a working thing for her. But she gave, she gave a lot of insight and experiences and her knowledge to everybody in the group, which was amazing. And then afterwards, Linda had left, my friend Julie left. There were about 6 people, 6 or 7 remaining. And then Janelle says, "Hey, Marla, would you do some angel readings on your board?" So I said, okay, sure. So I put, I go get this one, my favorite, and I sat there. Now, I only knew a couple of the people. The other people I'd never met. These were people involved in the hospice group that I had met for the first time. And I didn't, and terrible, they came to my home. By the end of the night, I couldn't even remember their name,
Oh.
So I didn't, a couple of, how we forget names.
Yeah, I mean, you're meeting new people, so how can you remember everybody's name?
So I sat on the hearth, and people were all around, and I went one by one to each person, and Murth gave a message, and all of them were like, "Oh my God!" They were all blown away. It was all accurate. So I was doing like that group, that round table reading for people, like some people do, and I loved it.
That's awesome. And Murth, you can rely on her. She's consistent with the messages for you over these years. Yeah,
and mostly she doesn't do like predictions.
No.
Like people will call in. I have a new podcast called The Mystical Matchmaker, and I'll have psychics on. And a lot of the women will call in and want to know, when am I going to meet someone?
Right.
When do you see? They want a date on this. And Murth will say the things that you have to do now to attract it, things that you might have to clean up in your life or do. She won't give dates. She's not like an oracle, a predictor, a gypsy card reader. It's more of what, you know what I mean?
Fortune teller.
Fortune teller. Yeah, I'm really not. And time and space is different over there.
It is.
So
it is.
I'm really not into doing that. But
I got to tell you, the guides have been asked to do some prediction shows. We did them. The guides say, we will support you in any endeavors you want to proceed with, and we'll be happy to do those. But we must tell you, as you just said, Marla, time and space is different. There's no time-space continuum. It's spiraling and circular. And what they will do, if they give any kind of ideas of things that are happening, they're reading only the vibration in the plane of where I am, where I'm asking the questions about, in this plane only. And there's so many other possibilities that can happen as your mind shifts, as your thoughts shift, your beliefs shift, your filters shift. All these things start shifting, then different things can happen. And they hate to pigeonhole anybody into one spot. And I believe Murth feels probably the same way as my guides do too.
Right, exactly, yeah.
They don't want to ruin the fun. They always say, sometimes the water needs to be murky, because if you can see it clearly, then there's no fun in living. And so they don't want to give us things, because it's like then they're taking over and living for us. Also, if you ever work on the board or work with any kind of spirit guides or deceased or angels, if they start telling you what to do, they are not of the light, and I wouldn't work with them. They should never be telling you what to do, other than supporting you to do the best you can do in your life, other than saying, okay, I need you to make a right-hand turn here, a left-hand turn here, and I need you to go ask this person this question and say no to this and say yes to that. That's not what you want. That's not the kind of guide that's going to support you so you can grow and develop. You know what I mean, Marla?
That reminds me of when the last time I was on Coast to Coast AM with George Noory, and a caller called in, and we were talking about the board.
Yep.
That show was kind of a shit show because
I remember that show.
Woo! All right, so I got ambushed there on that one.
You got ambushed.
Yeah, people were writing in telling me I was a witch and all this. It was pretty crazy.
Well, look, you are wearing a witch's hat.
Hey, baby, but yeah, I am. But okay, so somebody called in and says, oh, well, why would you just have these beings come in on the board and tell you what to do? You don't have, you just do what the spirits tell you. And I said, no, absolutely not. Actually, they never tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Except Murth will tell me sometimes, go get some rest.
That's different. That's not living your life or leading your life. It's helping you out.
It. She'll get some rest or take care, because I get tired. Sometimes I'll do it at night, or I'm tired. Like right now I have a cold. She might say, get rest, go to sleep, we'll talk. She has said, we'll talk more tomorrow. But otherwise she never tells me what to do. And if I ask questions, it's just so loving. It's so amazing connecting with our guardian angels.
Listen, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here, okay? Here we go. Do you mind taking your board right now and giving the audience a reading, a little mini reading?
Wow. All right. Okay.
We love live Ouija on this channel. We do it all the time.
Well, you guys ready? Okay.
Okay, so we can't see her board, but that's okay. It shows you're using the Odyssey board. Is that right?
I'm going to use the odd. I see it's a Emily the Strange. Emily the Strange is like a goth cartoon character for kids or what. I love Emily the Strange.
Now, are you using the planchette or are you going to use your finger? How are you going to? Okay, very good. Let's get our message. Here we go.
Okay, Murth, are you here? Yes. Murth here. Hello, everyone. I am so happy to relay a message to you all. Happy 2018. This year is going to be a doozy.
Great word.
Just buckle up and get ready. Please know that many changes will be and are occurring on the earth plane. Seemingly, chaos has erupted. We urge you to stay calm and stay in that high vibration. Many humans go a bit nuts and post gloom and doom on social media.
True.
Stay away from mainstream news and bad news. They want fear to rule. Do you really ever see heartwarming stories on the news? Rarely, right? So keep in mind, the more beautiful ideas, creativity, and love you hold and participate in will assist you in this transition. I know it is scary, and we are here to hold you in the light. Thank you for letting me share this message. Much love. Karen, thank you. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Murth. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marla. That was really kind of you to do that. You guys, she didn't know I was going to ask her to do that, so I kind of wanted to, I don't know, catch her. But, you know, she's so open, and Marla, like, you're doing readings for people all the time now, so I knew you wouldn't have mind, right?
No, I love it. That was fun. That was great.
Thank you so much. So listen, tell people where they can find you, what's new for you, and it's always a pleasure having you back on the show.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have a new podcast called The Mystical Matchmaker. It's on Wednesdays live, but there's the repeat. So you can go to your iPhone, you have the podcast app, and so on iTunes, just subscribe to The Mystical Matchmaker. I have a lot of different. Karen's going to be on my show this year, and I have a lot of psychics and talking about. It's not all about being single. It's about loving yourself and loving your life. And I also have a private Facebook group called Love Yourself, Love Your Life now with Marla Martenson, which is real fun, a lot of uplifting things. If you want to go to my website, marlamartenson.com, link is below. I have a free ebook for you of positive affirmations and a guided meditation, so just put your email in there and then stay up to date. You know, my book, The Buddha Made Me Do It, my spiritual memoir is awesome. I had a comment from a gal on my on one of, I think it was our videos or something. She said, "Oh, Marla, your book really helped me in my opening." Nice. So that was exciting. And, I just continue to write articles and ebooks and my healings. If you want a long distance healing, or if you're in LA, come in for in-person healing. So I've got a lot going on. I'm a Gemini. I've got 2 people doing a bunch of stuff here.
Yay! Well, Marla, why don't you take us out with the show and sing our favorite song?
The Women of Ouija.
The Women of Ouija, Ouija.
You guys. Thanks, and thanks for watching. I love you all. And thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Marla, for being here. Thank you, guys. And thank you again for joining our show. This was Creative Visions TV, and I'm Karen Dahlman. Back at you.